She doesn't scream. She doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't slam doors. She doesn't curse at you, doesn't kick you out, doesn't attack. On the contrary, she smiles, listens attentively, presents herself as reasonable, balanced, even sweet. Sometimes she seems wise, polite, civilized, but that's precisely why she's dangerous. Because while you lower your guard, she measures every one of your vulnerabilities. Every expression you make, every hesitation, every drop in your energy. She doesn't strike quickly. She waits. Carl Gustav Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist who delved deeply into the human soul, said that the greatest dangers do not come from the outside world, but from what we fail to see within ourselves, or in those around us. And when we don't recognize the shadow, that repressed, disguised, hidden part of the human being, it takes control, not with blatant violence, but with subtle manipulation, with psychological domination, with emotional control. The most dangerous person near you may not be the one who yells, who openly threatens you. It might be the one who knows exactly what to say to make you doubt yourself. The one who praises too much and then charges you with interest. The one who never admits fault, but always makes you feel guilty. The one who, under the mask of kindness, leads you to disconnect from who you truly are. Have you ever felt uneasy around someone without knowing why? Left a conversation feeling drained, confused, emotionally scrambled, even though nothing overtly offensive was said? That's the sign, the subtle poison, the invisible touch of the shadow. Jung said that the dangerous personality is the one that has not integrated their shadow, who hides their destructive impulses behind a facade of virtue. And the worst part, the more repressed this shadow is, the more it manifests in distorted forms, in gossip, sabotage, emotional blackmail, psychological control. But all of it comes disguised, comes as advice, comes as concern, comes as love. This dangerous person doesn't approach you wearing the face of an enemy. They come to you as a friend, as family, as a partner, as a mentor, and sometimes as someone who claims to love you. They study your weak spots, not because they want to help, but because they want to dominate. And they never show themselves directly, because they know that real control isn't the kind imposed by force, it's the kind accepted without resistance. Jung warned us, the more unconscious a person is of their own darkness, the more that darkness is projected onto others. In other words, the person who refuses to see evil within themselves begins to see evil everywhere around them, and thus feels justified in manipulating, in controlling, in punishing. And they do it without guilt because they believe they're doing good, saving you from yourself. And here lies the paradox. This dangerous person may appear highly spiritual, well-adjusted, evolved. They might quote Jung, Freud, Buddha, even Jesus Christ, but their tone of voice, their gaze, their actions always carry something that makes you tense, intimidated, small, because they know how to use the language of light to hide their darkness. These people are like serpents cloaked in lamb's skin. They don't attack with fangs. They attack with influence, and they do it slowly, like the venom of a viper, subtle but paralyzing. You start to question yourself, to walk on eggshells, to double-check everything you say, to apologize even when you're right. And that's when self-sabotage begins, because their presence doesn't empower you. It weakens you, but you don't notice, because the manipulation is emotional, not logical. And because deep down, they don't hurt you, they make you hurt yourself. Jung called this identification with the persona, the illusion that someone is only what they appear to be. But behind the persona, that well-adjusted social mask, is the shadow. And if it's not confronted, it dominates. And when it dominates, that person becomes dangerous. Not because they are evil, but because they believe they are right, even as they destroy others. The most dangerous person around you is the one who disconnects you from yourself, and makes it seem like it's for your own good. It's the mother who controls her child with emotional blackmail, the boss who humiliates with a smile, the partner who limits you in the name of care, the friend who sabotages you but says they're worried about your choices, the therapist who places themselves above your journey, the mentor who demands blind obedience. This person is dangerous because they weaken you in silence. They don't destroy your plans. They destroy your will, your clarity, your self-esteem, and they make you thank them for it. And the cruelest part, often they don't even realize what they're doing. They themselves are dominated by their own shadow, and so they act in the name of truth, of justice, of healing. But deep down, they're just protecting their ego and sacrificing others in the process. What makes this person dangerous is not their conscious malice, it's their unconsciousness. Because someone who knows they're being cruel can still be stopped, but someone who believes they're right, even as they destroy, that's the real danger. Jung said that human redemption begins when a person has the courage to look within and see what they don't want to see. The anger, the pride, the envy, the guilt, the pain. Only when someone recognizes their own darkness do they stop being controlled by it. But those who deny it become puppets of the shadow. Puppets disguised as heroes. These are the people who destroy homes, friendships, careers, projects, lives. And they do it in silence, without leaving evidence, without raising suspicion, without ever admitting guilt. That's why the question is not, who is directly threatening me? The real question is, who makes me feel unstable, confused, drained, even while saying they love me? That's the key. If you feel like you constantly need to justify yourself around someone, if you feel you're never enough, always wrong, always at fault, if you feel smaller next to someone who's supposed to help you grow, walk away. Not because they are evil, but because they are unconscious. And someone unaware of their own shadow is capable of anything, including destroying you while believing they are saving you. You don't need to fight them or confront them. Just see. See clearly. Because the moment you truly see, their influence starts to fade. Jung said, "What you resist persists. What you face dissolves." So face it, see it, perceive it, and emotionally detach. Reclaim your center, and never, ever hand your power over to someone who claims to know what's best for you, but makes you feel worse and worse. Because love sets you free. Friendship lifts you up. A true teacher leads with humility, and the truly strong empower others. The most dangerous person near you is the one who pretends to protect you, while quietly dismantling you. And perhaps the most terrifying thing of all is that this person might be closer than you think. They might be in your house, at your job, in your inner circle, or even inside of you. And if that's the case, it's time to stop, to look within, to break the illusion. Because awakening begins the moment you choose to step out of emotional hypnosis. And once you awaken, those who once held power over you lose it.